is going to be almost unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, Astralis versus FaZe. London's calling. The grand final awaits. And it's going to be Carrigan pushing down towards second middle here, actually committing fully towards Banana. He could find 3 kills here if he plays his cards right. There's the first, nails it. It's actually Guardian, I beg your pardon, is doing that. And it's all over the place. The names here, a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me, was it?
Guardians everywhere.
Wasn't just me.
No, it wasn't. It's fine, Henry. Sometimes it is just you, but it's not me.
Everyone's Guardian. Okay, now we're getting, all right, it's full fine. Everything's under control.
Trust
Calm down,
the kill feed in that occasion. It was Guardian that got the kill. You're not wrong in saying so, but Zipix, meanwhile, will wrap back around. It wasn't his perspective that we saw. That's all Rain. Good shot. Great execution from utilizing the wall at the graveyard. That pulls them toward Chroman. Guardian rotating around, getting first kill. The aggro gone. Chroman easily able to collect it. All 5 stay alive, even Rain, who took the aggro and was tagged down to 3 HP.
Well, there we go. It was Guardian who pushed down towards the Banana. It does make sense. He is the mid player. Went for the very, very aggressive stance there. Got the first kill. Completely discombobulated Astralis. He fell back towards the bomb site, somehow completely safe. And then at that point found 2 more kills, and it will be a lovely start of the phase, just what they needed, but they've got to negate the force buy. This is not like Train. CZs and Deagles on this sort of map on the T side is actually very viable. It's a lot tighter, and they can just group up and completely snowball if they get a trade here at this particular point. Great HE though coming in. You see just burning to a crisp. Great utility usage there from FaZe as they get the first kill. Only missing out on the second as well. Device down to 37 HP.
Dupree to hold with the CZ. Goes back out, well timed. Guardian thought they might have run all the way back up the stairs as he continued to try and jiggle peek and go wider and wider. Didn't see him. Just as he thought he was gone, he turned around, well timed. It's Rain that has to back away, and Zipix to strike onto him. Gun available if he can get that far. Has to bypass the arch. He's done so before the rotation of Carrigan arrives. This is incredible. What is going on? Zipix getting that gun, then is able to control from Moto, turn it around. And it's all on to Nico, 1 versus 4. Has a kit to work with, no utility. If he can find maybe a kill quick enough, he'll give it a go. That's going to be a challenge. Good shot on Dupree. He's committing, so forget the save of a single gun for the CTs. It goes Astralis' way, and we've got a 1-1 score already.
They steal it right back, even after that initial kill from FaZe. The utility usage looked perfect, but Dupree always so solid towards the boiler room, and Zipex had range of that CZ. This makes it look like a rifle almost, and then finishes things off as well. Really fantastic stuff from him, and there will be no 3-0 for FaZe after force by themselves here. Exact same weaponry. Deagles and CZ's got a couple of smokes. Dupree, though, with the MAC-10, Glaive with the SMG as well. They're going to try and farm some cash here and get some information. We'll have a look at the armor situation for FaZe. You can see not all of them going for the full investment. 3 players of our Kevlar, just Rain and Guardian. Surprising Guardian would spend the extra cash considering he is the AWPer. He's gone right down to $100. That's really quite problematic. They want him to have as much money as possible. Inferno, another very AWP-centric map. As we get into round number 3 here, back and forth so far. No real damage inflicted, apart from Dupree's been taken down to 58. Nice. Pre-fires the corner there, very common spot for CTs, waiting with a Deagle.
Pretty good depiction of a stack. Jisk still holding out toward mid. Now Gather, they rotate 1 player over at least, so they won't leave 4 toward Banana. That gives some assistance to Rain. Rain's great position, good damage, but couldn't get the headshot. The crouch from Zipix put him just out of range, but Guardian will collect. He's not ready for Glaive to be toward the arch, and neither is Chroman, for that matter. He would have had some awareness based on the previous exchange, but with the weapons, couldn't post and hold to find an angle, and bomb planted. Astralis should be able to control the round. There is a smoke and a CZ for Carrigan to carry over, so might be beneficial given that they're not going to have any money in the next.
Nice work from Dupree. Clinical shots, and that's going to be the round, of course. Just Nico with Deagle, no armor. Astralis much more efficient on their anti-force buy rounds. And FaZe, we're going to have 4 players surviving here. They managed to salvage some upgraded pistols. They've got CZs, Deagles available to them, a little bit of utility, and they don't really need to hunt Nico here, but Device looks like he's got a perfect spot to take him down, and indeed he does with the M4A4. Gets a nice headshot there, goes down to 2 HP. A little bit worrying for him, but plenty of cash here. And now Map2, it's going to be the full eco for FaZe. They can't purchase anything whatsoever. They have to just be default pistols across the board, maybe a P250. if they're feeling brave, but I don't think you'll see much more than the default USPs here. So there it is. It's one of those rounds where FaZe, maybe they could stack B and hope for a B rush, or push down middle and see if they can trade out a couple of kills. Looks like Astralis actually going for a focus towards the banana area, using their utility at the very start. No one is there whatsoever, so if they just walk into the site, that's going to be the round concluded. It is a 5-man stack towards A from FaZe.
Inevitable that they had to concede to hold no weapons. FaZe with the pistol. Very much love to have the start that they did on Train, remember. Pushes down the banana, they'll pincer. The CT's into mid, who tried to get aggressive and catch them off. A bit of utility expended in doing so, but Zipek's able to hold that on Rain. It's just Nico remaining. And a 1 versus 4. Dupree's low enough that he could be found, but he's not going to be the one to contest. Instead, Glaive goes for the contact at range. The AK obviously going to prevail. Took a bit of time. 3-1, but FaZe in the money again this time.
Game really begins here. What have FaZe got to offer? Historically, always been a little bit up and down on the CT side of Inferno. That B bomb site does have its vulnerabilities. Guardian does not have the AWP. We mentioned that. He forced bot, in my opinion, a little bit too heavily. So he has no AWP, but good news is neither does Device. So it will be Nico, in fact, with the AWP.
Say, yeah, Nico
that is a little bit odd. I wasn't even looking down there. I was assuming Guardian would pick it up.
Well, and so was I. In fact, I pointed it out, but it's Nico that holds this weapon, and we've seen him do it in the site for a long period of time for FaZe on Inferno, and some for better and some for worse. Through the wall, onto 12, the nades. Oh man, Astralis is good at throwing them. They even doubled it just to be sure. Blinded as Kerrigan, he has to fall off of it. The AWP's on the ground, and Nico has been caught out in that position time and time again for not getting, if you want to call it DPS, he can't control being overrun by multiple opponents.
Yeah, he is a great AWPer, but he definitely does panic sometimes. If he misses one shot, he just thinking ahead. If he had a rifle at this point, he'd be finding multiple frags. That's why I criticize. I don't think he's a bad AWPer. It just feels like sometimes he doesn't get as many frags as he could if he did have the M4. It's still a competitive round here, though. You can see Zipex left in a 2 versus 1. If he finds his kill towards Banana, that should secure the round. But he's got players coming in from all angles. Is that going to be enough? It looks like it will be. Somehow FaZe pulled that round back. It looked like it was a complete lock-in, but they are going to defuse the bomb, and it will be 3 kills for Rain there. After losing the first 2 frags, that's an incredible retake. Most teams wouldn't even attempt that one, but it all comes crumbling down, and Astralis will have to give that one up. The AWP recovered, and Guardian given it this time, so a very touch-and-go round from FaZe, but they managed to win it courtesy of Rain. Zipex just had to get that 1 kill towards the top of Banana, couldn't do it though, sandwiched in, and there will be 5 AKs once again for Astralis, but lots of reset potential here for FaZe. Flashbang towards the top here, maybe just going to throw it. As soon as they're ready to go, nades in the corner. Damage once again, this time not so devastating for Nico. Back on the M4, does a good amount of work towards Device there, but he'll be getting away behind the half wall.
Gets away importantly. So FaZe managed to pull that round back. This time they will have Guardian on the ops, so a little bit more traditional and something I'm more fond of seeing. Bit of noise made inside of that boiler position with the posts underneath of the quad and Rain. You would have heard that, but well-timed flashes. Guardian with barely any vision returned is able to catch off on Dupree, so good trade 1-for-1, leaves the op in position on A. They don't have an anchor inside of the pit, but they've got a crossfire set toward the arch at the very least, and Astralis aren't even going to mess with that yet. Like they're almost anticipating a rotation based on that first pick, so they're going to try and challenge Nico. Again, he has the rifle. Single smoke only from a Jisk. Presumably, that goes to CT. Now, with that said, they've got a Molotov as well that they could throw out toward Coffin, so they will cover the 2 choke points, albeit in a different fashion than they might have expected. They tried to flash back in. Kerrigan wanted to go through that smoke so desperately that Glaive not only finds him, but leaves Nico alone and takes him down on entry to allow a bomb plant, this time a 4 versus 2, and it's pretty much done because FaZe are backing out of it. That will confirm it 4-2 for Astralis.
Astralis very aware of the tendencies towards that B bomb site, Kerrigan towards CT. Nico at the shadow position, really didn't work out for them, didn't find a single frag on entry as Astralis just tore them limb from limb. 4 players to survive, and we did say there's reset potential there, but Guardian and Croman holding onto their weaponry. They've got an AK and of course the AWP. Guardian's got 1 kill with that so far, but it doesn't look like Astralis will go hunting too much at this point. Just guaranteeing the bomb will be going off as it exits safely through the banana. So not all is lost. FaZe with the AWP will have to work a little bit harder, be more assertive at the very start of the round as the Guardian peeks towards the underpass, or goes towards the barrels at the top of B to try and challenge for the first frag. Time will tell, but for now it's 4-2 in favor of Astralis. The second map of the semi-final here. First one went in favor of Astralis. They stole it away. It felt like FaZe had it locked in. But here's Glaive getting it done, finding the shots, getting the damage towards that shadow position, finds Nico, and he is such a specialist on Inferno. Glaive really is fantastic this particular map. T or CT, you'll see him post big numbers here. As we get into round number 7, there is going to be partial investment from FaZe. You can see 3 pistols to go for the save weapons.
Boost for Guardian. They tried to catch off an angle toward the bottom of middle, but it doesn't work out. It just takes a little bit of damage early on. So you're right, that partial investment in trying to keep those weapons in play.
It's not a forced buy, just to make that clear. It's definitely partial, and Glaive and Device are partial to a few frags, it seems, as they'll take 2. Guardian should be able to hit this shot, but it gives them a position. I would say now, let's get towards that B-bomb site right now. Grab the bomb and get away from Guardian as quickly as possible. Nico just spraying that deagle through the smoke. Doesn't connect anything just yet. The smoke buying him a little bit of time. He does get an AK, so he definitely can defend this at this point. He has got low HP, but his aim is absolutely brutal. You're about to see it right now. Can he find the headshots required to keep the dream alive here?
Desperately, he sprays back instead, and that gives him up. Magiska's able to hold it down. You're right, that smoke was by design. Chroming carried the AK over. Rain at least gets one back on Dupree. And that'll go along to assist Guardian's AWP, so in the next round they'll have a full buy around, presumably those 2 weapons, if they can hold them. That might not be a foregone conclusion as Device rotates back down middle instead. I'd say Rain going that far in the corner might be promising, but Device is predicting it. He's walked through, yeah. Okay, didn't quite look that far. I thought maybe he spotted the gun barrel, but straightforward for Rain.
Yep, gets the shot, but Astralis get the round. 2 players to survive once again for FaZe. Great shot there from Guardian to find Glaive. This is getting expensive now from Astralis, but they desperately want to take that AWP away. Zipex using the steps to try and find any sort of high ground, but the AWP survives once again. It means FaZe still have a chance as we go forward into the next round. 5-2 though, getting a little bit out of control for them on the CT side of Inferno. They won the pistol, remember, and what's the call here? I'd say a tactical timeout certainly should be called at this point for FaZe. Not going to do it, and they'll take the full eco around these AK and the AWP. They've got 3 HEs, presumably those 3 players heading towards B are the ones with it. It's Roman, Nico and Carrigan there, so they're not going to stack the grenades necessarily. We'll see what comes of it though. And Astralis go for the default once again.
I thought there was going to be some drops out off of those 2 weapons, so I didn't quite get that right. They're willing to hold a little bit longer on the FaZe side. Dupree in the hallway. Guardian was ready to fire at the stairwell, but had no idea he was so close. Very, very well done. The shoulder! I was wondering who would react first. They certainly both could see it, but Device gets the kill and gets away as well, importantly, with the smoke down, so no further damage, no further threat. 2-man advantage, and they can secure the map.
Rain is the last line of defense at the A-bomb site. That could be very important. He's in a great position here for a couple of kills. There's the first. Got to control the spray, but it's too wild. Rain only good for 1 kill, and that's going to be 6 rounds now for Astralis, as Carrigan won't be able to do much here at all. Nice gap in the smoke there from Zipex. 4 players survive. Their money's starting to get into a very promising position. $10,000 for Zipex. It's pretty much similar story for the rest of Astralis. Everyone hovering around 8 to 10,000. And they'll have a hefty lead here as FaZe still aren't stable. They've got 3 M4s here, Croman with the FAMAS. Guardian still has the AWP, but only 1 kit. Compromises on the utility. And Astralis, they're happy to stay with 5 AKs at this point, Matt. It's working so efficiently. The default's perfect, so why change anything up?
Absolutely, and we know that on Inferno, the T-sided AWP is probably one of the hardest AWP roles to play in any of the maps. In Counter-Strike. I mean, whether it's an angle on Mirage or otherwise, it's much more difficult. Nico does strike this time. Good flash out. They catch off Magisk, and it's the first time they've actually challenged for banana control early on. Device doesn't want to give it up so easily. He'll hold and a flash of his own with that gap. He might have been able to spot Carrigan. Thankfully, he thinks better of it and falls off. It's been a while since we've seen a sustainable early pick, and Glaive's going to take advantage. This is gifted to him. Now, did they hear it, and do they respond? I don't think Guardian has any idea that he's already worked through the arch. This will absolutely catch off the B players. And FaZe think that they can rest on this 1-man advantage. They've gone more passive and boosted up. Carrigan is waiting for the smoke to be deployed, but Glaive holds all the cards in this round. He's almost anticipating that with that flash we just saw from a distance and heard deployed that they might start to rotate over early, so he wants to catch that kill first. But Kerrigan's done for. He's looking that way because he's actually avoiding a flash toward Banana, but Glave's aware of it. That might have caught him off if he didn't anticipate it. We said Nico had good aim from the coffins. Finally, we get a chance to see it, and he'll fall off. Pinched in between the heat of the Inferno, but it's suddenly around going against them, and another nade kill for Astralis. It is absolutely remarkable. Nonetheless, the bomb has dropped Guardian. A crucial kill because now Xyp9x has to confront everyone just to get back toward it, and FaZe will get their third round.
You can see not celebrating too much in the FaZe camp just yet. They've got a lot of work to do here on the CT side. Sure, they win the round, but only 2 players survive. They know how fragile they are at this point. Xyp9x could have won that round, but this is much better. Nico, with the aggression at the start, to find Magisk, a key player, then gets 2 more from the coffins. Guardian to close things out. If he didn't hit this shot on Xyp9x, it could have got very dicey indeed, but that was the final kill. But still, here's the first time we'll see the orb for Device. He's waiting for Guardian to go hunting for a bit of intel at the start. Maybe he's got too comfortable with the fact that Device isn't orbing. Not going to be the case though. Guardian, too smart, knows that with that round 1, Device could be changing things up. Just to know Chroman's on the shotgun now. They have got 3 kits. Slower approach here. Not so much manpower thrown towards B at the start from Astralis, but the bomb is there. That's on the back of Glaive right now. Guardian, not such an aggressive angle, holding in a traditional arch place, just making sure he can patrol middle. He'll get flashed off though. This looks a little bit dangerous for them, but he will fall back.
Good nade, bounced. Ouch. Finally, they return one. Taste their own medicine for Magisk. He goes down to 20. You're right in saying that Device was anticipating Guardian. He'd gone for that pick previously with the boost on the alternative side of mid, which was where Device was looking. Unfortunate that he doesn't gather that kill, but they can still try and utilize the AWP to get toward the side. They know where that doorway is. It's not impossible to line it up, but they're walking straight down the middle of the lane because it's more likely they'll be hugging a wall, and that's what Guardian was hoping for and spamming through. This shotgun is in the right position at the right time, and he just barely gets away with it. Xyp9x could have capitalized on that. Somehow only hits him for 54 damage. As Rain still waits under quad. They haven't detected it. Smoke down means, but just can't see it right away either, so he does get the trade. He's low on HP, and that's going to be all too easy for Guardian, and it's back-to-back rounds for FaZe.
Just what they needed as well. Had to avoid that reset. You can see them getting slightly more fired up now on the screen. 2 rounds in a row, but still a lot more to do. Money actually it's a good position still for Astralis. They're certainly getting to the point where this could be their final buy. They will have the AKs and armor once again with all the utility required. Round number 11. Must-win map for FaZe. The final map, though, is Overpass. With a standard, I'm not sure they'll stand a chance against Astralis on it, but this is what we'll focus on right now. Guardian misses out the timing. So frustrating for him. The second he moves away is when a player comes out with a knife on his screen. It remains a 5-on-5 for now. 1 minute 30, very early on in this round. Molotov towards the corner to push anyone back. Has to stop Nico, especially. Stop him running around the corner and finding them while they're blind. Guardian still in his usual spots as he smokes towards middle.
Dupree has been tasked in the default toward, so too is Xyp9x to be fair, toward Boiler. One with the hall, one with the doorway. Kerrigan's going to get the early pick again toward Banana, and that's exactly what FaZe need. Same way they won or started this streak of rounds. I call it a streak, it's 2, but how they won the previous one. Roman flashed out, can't capitalize, but a second chance. Just a step too far. Glave's able to respond. He wasn't ready for it. Rain wants to keep himself inside of the pit, self-preservation, and that smoke actually serves to extinguish 2 Molotovs. Guardian gets 1 before going down, but Rain falling first without a single kill, and that picture shows it all. It's a wide-open bomb site for Astralis, and a default plant, and good positions to cover it off as well.
Kerrigan and Nico on the retake here. They've got diffuse kits available, but smoked out for now. It's going to buy Astralis so much time. What's the play here? Nico trying to make something happen. Kerrigan to steal the AWP away. I think he's just going to call at this point. It's not possible. It's such a difficult procedure. When the bomb's already planted, you've got a man disadvantage. And a team like Astralis, they're not going to give this round up for free. I think this is the correct call. You can see the money is extremely low for 2 players there, Rain and Nico. Nico will survive Kerrigan to bring over that orb, so it'll allow them to buy into the next round, but here's Nico just making sure that no one survives. He's going to throw that incendiary right in the pit. It is a bit of a classic at this point, and Xyp9x will get punished for it. So nice work from Nico there, just to get that final frag. Let's make it expensive. Every kill counts in Counter-Strike, and we'll see whether they want to force up around it. I would say they would. They need to start finding a lot more rounds here. So they will invest of everything they can. Indeed, the UMPs are coming out. Will we see a shotgun again from Croman? Perhaps not this round. He'll be given an M4. Guardian with the salvage AWP. Lose this round and this could be an 11-4 half. This is a lot of pressure towards FaZe, and they certainly have the disadvantage when it comes to the weaponry. Faster approach once again towards B.
Waiting patiently, and Nico already out. He wants to flash Nico. They've gotten the pick sustainably early. Oh, in this position on previous rounds, double flash, and he's walked out. Nico only gets one in that, surprisingly. They were all blind, and he was so close, but I think even he was caught off by it.
So technically, that's actually advantage to Astralis now. Sure, it's a 4 versus 4, but if you think about it logically, CTs with a defense are often against terrorists who can group up as a 4-man unit. If you lose even one player, 4 versus 4, it can be a 4 versus 1 in particular choke points on the map. So definitely a benefit there for the Danes as they start to group up. They are just going to continue with the default for now. A minute remaining, seeing if there's any sort of reaction from the CTs. They've pulled Guardian over towards the B bomb site, and here comes the actual reaction as Carrigan ready and waiting to be pushing around the corner. If Guardian pulls the trigger, he's going to try and spray them down with the UMP.
Guardian has the lineup. Oh, if he fired now.
He's trying to bait them out. He fires the UMP off first, so they get a little bit antsy. Did you see what they did there? Didn't
clever.
work out for them, but Majisk certainly going to be wiping his brow after that one, thinking that was Guardian on the other side, and they baited me out. So that's quite clever, but it really didn't work.
Yeah, Guardian's going to be kicking himself rather than just the Burgess perspective on that. That goes both ways. Rain's going to work back in early. Flash out, needs to get towards Croman. He can hold that corner all he wants, but he's a sitting target. He might be able to get away with it, though. Dupree walks in and shows his position, but this is exactly the point. It's a one and done. Somehow Croman gets more than one. In fact, he gets 2.5 because he does a massive amount of damage onto Glaive as well. They'll plant the bomb, and this gives Carrigan an absolute chance. The problem almost is that he has the AWP because their low enough rifle would do.
Carrigan, though, in these big games, he might not be the star player of this squad, but he can win these clutches. Not going to happen this time, though. Zipex, aggressive, of course, facing towards the quad, will take him down. Matt, I did say if they FaZe gave that round away, this could be the 11-4 half on the CT side. This is double eco territory now. They've got $2,000 per player. They'll get $1,900 in the next round, so it'll be a really weak buy. If they're going to buy round number 14, they have to take the full eco here, or just force buy and to see what they can do with SMGs. Looks like they'll just take one PT50, nothing else purchased. Pretty much perfect game from Astralis so far. Remember, they lost the pistol, and they're 8-4 up here. The map advantage looking to meet Liquid in the grand finals here. And Zipex will confirm they are eco with the aggressive push of the USP there in the bedroom.
Zipex is seemingly prepared for that. Falls back down toward the side of apartments. And aggression could easily swing back out from the boiler doorway. Dupree gets the reload in time because he could have been caught off by that. Thankfully, he's also got Majisk nearby. He'll find the first. So 9 rounds Astralis, looking likely. Not guaranteed, but looking likely on the T side. And FaZe certainly gave their chance away on Train. Have to work for it the hard way on Inferno. The good news is they've got the best T-side offer, arguably in the game, the Guardian, but that's going to be a problem when they get there. They can even get the money up as Astralis walks in once more. It's Nico and Carrigan to go down, and Croman on rotation will be the first to arrive, but perhaps that just means the first to die in this situation. Take it back, they got Guardian first, Henry.
That's true. A small footnote of that particular round, but it will be round number 14 here. And so the money still okay, like I said, we'll have about $4,000 per player. Guardian with a little bit more, so they have to go for the M4 and the Kevlar. No helmets and bare bones utility, so we'll see what they can do with this one. Guardian, I really would like to see him step up. We'll see how many frags he's got so far. He's in 12, but his team really do need him to start going to town here on Inferno. No one really running away with the game on the Astralis side is Glaive. Like I said, having Inferno specialist with 12 kills. Zipex with 10, having a fantastic game. On the other side, it's Carrigan, 2 frags, 10 deaths. Nico mid-table, 7 and 10. Straightforward for Device, not an easy angle to find. Croman could not land the shot. But
don't forget about Guardian. He opened this up.
Smoked out now.
Exactly, excuse me, smoked off. But he still has that AWP, and more importantly, they've got a decent position in Rain. They've not checked this. Now, the one problem for Rain is that if they do work up toward middle, he relies on Guardian to protect him. How does Device even predict and find that?
He jumped up very slightly behind the broken wall position. I think he spotted his feet, but still an amazing shot with low HP as well. That should guarantee the round 4 versus 3, but FaZe can't afford to save anymore, man. They need to be going for these rounds. But look at Glaive. This is so smart from him. They don't even need to plan at this point. Wait for him to cause an entry. If he can come in the back lines and find a frag, that's how to guarantee things. 45 seconds now. Glaive starting to sneak his way in as the smoke is deployed. Here he comes, but Nico, somehow they're not watching quad. This could be a bit of a nightmare now.
That's the bomb. Nightmare, absolutely. There's no question they can pull that back. Nico smoked it off, but Glaive sneaks out. Kerrigan had no idea, and Nico was watching that bomb as closely as he can, but that's predicted. Xyp9x gets an angle above them. Guardian suddenly has to go hunting, and he's quick as ever, but he's found out by Device. 3 kills in the round for the T sign it off. And that was an awkward round.
Yeah, it was looking like Astralis had full control of it, but they weren't watching the quad. The bomb goes down as it drops down from the apartments, and it got very dicey indeed. So you can see that was the jump right there. He spotted like the shin pads of Rain up there on towards the quad, and he does nail the shot. So very well done. Device is an absolute animal today as he keeps finding frags of that AWP. Round number 15 here, and I have to say, FaZe go over the Hail Mary play, Matt. SMG's rushing down middle. Device defend them off, and they're not finding any frags so far. He's going to pick up the AK-47. Go for the spray down. Not going to work out for them. This could be the round for FaZe to find number 5. But dupreeh will find one back in return.
Good find from Chrome, and he was on 5 HP, and they were slowly being circled and recovered from Astralis. That's all falling apart. It's Xyp9x versus 3. 11 kills so far. He's got a full arsenal of utility. He's got armor, obviously, as they've been so successful.
Should have been doing this every round. SMGs, rush middle.
Yeah, why not?
That's the formula.
Well, Bomb is down toward T-spawn, and Rain is the one to guard it. They won't go all in on that. They certainly are aware of Xyp9x's position, and they'll rotate accordingly and behind toward A. In fact, they don't even care for the bomb at this point. Rain just wants to get out. He knows he was isolated. It's going to buy them time, too, because Xyp9x saw the Molotov land in that position, so he's expecting him to be around at some, or in some corner. Bench will be obvious to check. Could be up above, still in the kitchen. And in checking all of this, in a 1 versus 3, it's massive for FaZe because it's eating up the clock.
30 seconds remaining. Clock definitely a factor. It's Kerrigan alone towards B, and that's where Xyp9x is going to start heading now. Rain holding second middle. They're going to allow Chroman to rotate over, but will he be there in time? Xyp9x has the smoke, the Molotov. Pretty much everything he needs to make this round a possibility. Throws that smoke in, hope it baits out a reaction towards Banana. Still 10 seconds remaining. I don't think he stands a chance at this point. He's very good in these rounds, but how does he even plant? That pretty much confirms the round in my book. He's not going to be winning it. Good effort, but couldn't find the frags. Can't even plant at this point. There's 1 kill, hoping to find both of them here. So that's going to be it. FaZe somehow get the 5th round on the board with MP9s. Rushing down towards middle. Not an ideal half, but not the worst thing that could have happened to them. 5 rounds. Certainly not ideal, but all they have to do is win the pistol in the second half, grind it out, destroy the bank accounts of Astralis, and they can get back into it. They're definitely skilled enough to still win this game.
Yeah, economy management going to be everything. The 5th round is crucial for them. And I mentioned it, Guardian, if he can get the op rolling, if they can get that early lead. Remember, they won the pistol this half, but they got ecoed immediately after by a very aggressive round, I have to say, from Astralis. Took kills, I think 3 kills before we were even 30 seconds in, and that's impressive with pistols.
If Astralis can win this, it could be 13-5. Xyp9x will be tested first. HE to block the vision and do any damage to aggressive CTs there. But Glaive with the CZ, he can spray them all down. That's a ton of damage, but can't find the frag just yet. Xyp9x dropped, and this is looking very good for FaZe now.
The fact that Glaive got out, I was thinking was brilliant, but the shot subsequently toward Nubox and the smoke that's down gives the plant away, and Rain's gone aggressive inside of the chapel, finds a kill. All of that happening. It's the rotation from mid that becomes the bigger factor, because now they've got to lock the C's in, which means FaZe are going to fight aggressively, and rightfully so. That's a huge position to take. They completely surround the Magisk, and he's got nowhere to go except toward Guardian, and dupreeh will do the same. No kits on either of the players remaining. And it's in behind. Oh, that's awkward. Just barely gets it. He's got to get a reload in, and he doesn't have a lot of time to do it.
Yeah, it doesn't know this is possible. Well done to FaZe. The B rush with the nade at the top has found success here. Chroman and Rain playing smart, but this still could get a little bit problematic. I think the bomb's far too gone. You're absolutely right. So he'll go down. All 10 players do, in fact. It's chaotic rounds. Certainly not as clean as FaZe would like there, but still, they get the result they need. And we'll see that being converted to 10-6 now. Remember, Astralis, if you're asking me, if I was a coach, I'm saying take the full eco. You do not need the force buy. Let's get some CZ, sure, maybe some Deagles, but you don't need armor, don't need utility. You've got this lead so far. They're going to spend quite a lot, 2 players with the Deagle armor combo, but pretty modest as the B rush comes in. This is such a dicey call from FaZe. Why you would just rush B on these sort of rounds, I couldn't tell you. There's no real logic behind it. You don't know if you're running to a 5-man stack. You've already eaten 3 grenades there.
Wow. Yeah, exactly that. If Astralis are so efficient with nades, we said banana, that's like the most predictable place to throw them, and they run toward it. Maybe that 15th round, Henry, maybe that did get to them a little bit too much. They wanted to try it again. They'll swap guns around according to HP, and rightfully so. Still lead Kerrigan with the UMP rather than one of the AKs, but Nico and Guardian, sure. I won't fault them for that.
Aegis position here. This is falling apart. FaZe with a real horrible call, I hate to say that, but rushing B on these sort of rounds against one of the world's best team who are nade specialists, and it's a very common strategy in today's meta just to stack B with the CZs. I think that's a real misplay, but still, we continue. In the 5 versus 3, the graphics a little bit off. It's 5 versus 3 right now, but Guardian and Rain pulling it back. You've got a bit of a GUI problem here, so I'll try and keep you updated now. 3 versus 3 as they go back towards A. This is looking so good for Astralis, but FaZe are pulling it back.
Rotations for the 3 still alive. Magisk has the Deagle. Smoke is sufficient, you're right, but they're still coming with grace, with speed. Bomb down again, recovered by Guardian. That'll allow the plant devices nowhere near.
There we go, we're all updated now. 2 versus 1. Should be round recovered here. FaZe doing a great job to somehow get back into the 5 versus 3. And device. No armor, no kit, no nades.
Surprised Guardian didn't stay in the train with them. If you're down, 3-3 is fine, but if you're down on weapons, get that damage potential. He's still going to give it a go. CZ certainly could take down Guardian in the back of the site. He's hoping in holding that corner that Kerrigan will get to him first. Either way, the crossfire works. That would have been... We always say if you win both pistols and lose the map, something went terribly wrong. That would have been winning both pistols and then losing both subsequent eco or anti-ecos, I suppose, from their perspective. That would have been remarkable.
Well, they keep their head above water for now. Should be the full eco of Astralis. So FaZe have got themselves back in this game. On the T side, this isn't too problematic, losing 3 kills there. Money is a little bit easier to manage. So, USPs, 1P250, should be 10-8 here. And we might see all 30 rounds again if you are just joining us. A pretty epic affair on train. See the 2 Mac-10s here of FaZe. Finding money, $600 per kill with that particular weapon. And it's a slow default. You can see how tentative FaZe are here. This is when they can rush B against the USPs. It's against that force buy in the second round. You really don't want to run into the lion's den, but either way, we will see round number 18 come to his logical conclusion momentarily. It's the question as to whether Astralis get a couple of kills. That's pretty much as good as it will get for them.
Molotov into Cubby. That covered off, so too with Liarchby with the smoke. Taking no chances this time with utility and slowing things down. Additional smoke deployed toward Library. Rain leads the way with the Mac-10 as it should be. He'll spot 2. Decent shot from Kerrigan. I was going to say there's still a chance the players in the corner could get away with a few kills, but that's not even going to happen. Good read from FaZe and good find. Just Dupree, we go 10-8.
Dupree. They did find 1 kill here, so not all is lost. They took Rain down, but that was one of the Mac-10s, so hardly a high-value target there. They're not going to save the weapon either. Dupree hoping for some mistakes here. If anyone goes exploring towards the library, hoping to give them much more than a book, as he'll be finding headshots at least. There's damage towards Guardian, but not going to find a killing blow. So FaZe, indeed, right back in the game here. Like I said, a 10-5 scoreline. We lose the pistol, you ultimately looking at 13-5, so done a great job to win the initial round and then convert the 3-0. 10-8 overall now, and we'll see the AWP up for device, but money's still not ideal. He's not got armor, just 1 flashbang. Let's see if they can do anything here with the first gun round. 10 silver chromen, but that's fine. You can see 2 players without helmets and device without any armor whatsoever as they go for the triple nade setup. Oh, they fluffed it. Did they hit each other?
Yeah.
Oh, it was off the wall, it was off the corner.
But I think they hit each other as he was throwing it, rather than the nade hitting the body.
Well, there we go. I don't think anyone's there to receive it anyway, so no harm, no foul.
Yeah, I suppose. Flash is perfect though. Device can't get the AWP in position, and Dupree, he's good for one, that's it. At least Device recovers. He's still in transition and caught out by Kerrigan. He never went to library. He's relying on Magisk to hold the back lines of the site. He's done a decent job of that, all things considered, but it is the bomb site to FaZe. Despite the Guardians on 6 HP, it's planted well before the arrival of Xyp9x, who is smoked off when he walks out as it is, so they'll work together. In fact, I think they're gonna go for the boost. This could yield them Kerrigan's position if he's careless and opens up to it as the smoke dissipates, especially because that would mean that it slowly falls off the balloon. That second smoke is brilliant. It actually works out to allow Xyp9x much deeper, and he spotted Kerrigan just in time. Guardian never had a chance. And the defuse starts now.
Really like that call from FaZe, actually, when you know the CTs are force ball in the second round. First gun round turns up, they haven't got incendiaries. They might not even have the AWP. You've still got a Mach-10. You want to be getting in there hard and fast, and they did exactly that. They were trading facts very efficiently. 2 versus 2 in that sort of scenario. They actually had the upper hand, but a great boost. They didn't get the kill from the boost, but they did see the Molotov thrown. It gave away Kerrigan's position at that point, and that's when you saw them struck. As soon as they saw he was isolated on the site, push that smoke and find the first kill on Kerrigan, and left Guardian and pretty much an impossible 2 versus 1. He had 8 HP, and that's going to be the round slipping against them. But still, that was a bit of a bonus round for them, remember. A Mach-10 there. Now they've got the AWP for Guardian, 4 AKs, all the utility, but Kerrigan's burning there, taking way too much damage as he goes down to 55 points of health.
Rain already inside of the window. Device on the wall, presumably, and it's starting to be the case. You'll see Xyp9x fall off of that to play support instead. Clay flashed out mid. There was one at the bench, but they won't spot that. It's unfortunate for Croman. Almost his own gun model, prohibiting vision, I think, of where Magisk was playing down below on the the hay bales. Seen too many contests toward Boiler Door so far in this game. A lot of utility used in that position to try and push people off of it, but not too many exchanges. Device was up there the whole time and waited, but he has to back off now, and Nico gets much, much closer. Nade thrown his direction, and they have to play passive, which means they have to commit to a 3-2. Game of inches at this point. Literally utility to try and open up Guardian. Fast on the trigger, but not the accuracy, just barely off on Glaive, who knows he doesn't want to repeat the AWP. He tries to play the off angle, shots baited out. He wants into them, he wants to capitalize, and he does perfectly! Timing is everything. Down goes Guardian and Rain. It's Dupree to hold off the bomb, it's dropped, and round over, it's 12 Astralis.
You can see why Astralis are considered the best team in the world. The communication, the synergy, every angle is covered perfectly. Glaive, we said he would be good on Inferno, but this was something quite special. He buys them so much time, spots 2, baits out shots, utility, and as soon as they throw that smoke, he sees the opportunity to go for the spray down. They've got no time to waste. He gets both of them and saves the round. As the tactical pause is called by FaZe now, they're now down 12-8. They've got $2,000 per player, and things starting to get a little bit tough for them over on that side of the server. Really great stuff from Astralis. And FaZe presumably have to take the eco here. Maybe the Eagles, no armor, can't really justify a force or much more than just an upgraded pistol. Wouldn't even call this a partial. This will be a full-on eco. Sounds a loss bonus. There'll be a 3rd stage next round. That means they get $2,400 per player. On top of the 2K they have right now, can't really afford much else than maybe a P250. So we'll have a look at the overall complexion of it. So 2 Desert Eagles, 1 P250, 2 Glocks, pretty much as we anticipated there. So no utility, and the triple nades towards Banana once again. I don't think they'll find any damage. Everyone's so coy to even get in towards that position anymore against Astralis.
Twice again to check that half wall. Positions wide this time for anyone working out late from the T-stairs. In fact, with him positioned to hold, I don't think Xyp9x might have gone all the way. They certainly know no one's there. Now that's beneficial in itself, going against these pistols. If no one's toward the T-stairs, they haven't seen across, now they do. You could presume that they're going to be toward the apartments, toward Boiler, and trying to close the distance on the pistol. So they'll position themselves in accordance with that. Glaive doesn't have a bait and switch potential yet, and I say yet because just now Xyp9x will get in library, and the timing again is everything for Glaive. 2 more kills for him. Dupree goes back and spots out apartments. Another straightforward round. Astralis rolling now.
13-8, that was the eco, and now FaZe are the ones on the chase. Astralis managed to come back from the deficit on the first map in a 16-14 epic affair. FaZe on the T side of Inferno, is it even possible? They don't have the same tactical depth they usually have. Remember, they are playing with a stand-in here. Croman, a very skilled player, but still they haven't been able to find a lot of practice with him. Inferno against Astralis is difficult at the best of times, and with a stand-in it might be now an impossible. We'll see what they can do here. 4 AKs in the AWP for Guardian, who is an absolute specialist on the T side. Oh my goodness, Nico, be careful. That might not be a peek you want to take. Oh, it's Device though. Narrowly misses out on the shot, and this Guardian capitalized. Oh my God, what is that? The close range, quick scope from Device to equalize things to a 4-on-4.
It's a railgun. Boom, stuck to the wall. It still is, as you say, though, the 4-on-4, both ops with the kills, and that opens up a bit, I say, to the offense, but not if Zipix wants to get aggressive. Pull him down as well, nearly transferred to find the third, but Guardian having none of it. He's got a lot of work to do.
Wow, Guardian really keeping them alive in this round, hitting some magnificent shots, but Glaive continuing to apply the pressure. Throws a flashbang just to fall back here. He's still, in terms of utility, Glaive actually has nothing. It's Magisk with a smoke and 2 HEs with Device and Magisk. 3 versus 2. Croman, 9 HP, but they have got time on their side, and indeed the bomb.
They will not relinquish position in pit. They know how integral that is to the round, which does mean there's going to be only 2 toward B. I think that one they've rotated off, but Device is on his own. The nade, it does it, of course.
This guy, he's something special, isn't he? When he's in form, a map like Inferno, not many people can kill him. Every position is just absolutely spot on. He knows their tendencies. He knows how to go for these first picks. Misses the first shot, but my God, does he make up for it with the second. Completely carries the round at this point. What a great push from Zipix as well. 2 kills found, completely destroys any sort of offensive strategy they had as Device finishes things off with the HE grenade. What a guy. 14-8, pistols are coming out. We're getting closer and closer to series point here. Device looking for more kills. You can hear players towards second middle. Drops the incendiary. That's going to do a lot of damage. The HE to follow it up as well. Look at what he's done as dupreeh starts to spray them down. More utility damage coming in as well. They haven't even seen a player yet, and they're all half HP. Flashbangs coming in, and this could be series point. It's looking very comfortable so far from Astralis, and Guardian is the last player remaining. It's a clean sweep, as now FaZe needs 7 rounds in a row just to meet overtime.
Big kills from Magisk as well, as dupreeh was getting locked in the pit, and they were slowly taking away all of his angles. So Astralis looking to book a date in the final. Don't forget, Liquid is already there.
Yes,
it's getting to be another little rivalry between NRG and Liquid. Twice at Star Ladder, told to stay humble, and then came back to beat Liquid to make the finals.
Yeah, Liquid are a great team, and it should be a fantastic final. I'm saying that's if Astralis make it. There is still a chance. FaZe can do it. However unlikely at this point. Astralis just look too powerful though, in my opinion. Way too efficient here as they change the setup again. May just get the end of the apartments. Croman, if he challenges this, he could be absolutely done for. Going to be throwing the flashbang around the corner. Nico with the first frag. That's Zipix going down, but this is the interaction we're really worried about. CT's putting a lot of pressure here. Magisk close range. Can't get a shot though. Device certainly can.
Good find. dupreeh gets back up the stairs and immediately responds. It's slowly falling apart. I say that though, it's only a 1-man advantage and 1 man to defend the B site alone. So if FaZe can do this, never mind. Fast enough, I was going to say they can get that bomb down and pull it off. It is just Guardian. Good start. Knows that Glaive was rotating, and smartly Glaive immediately stops in doing so. And knows that he has to wait for his teammate to get to B. Quick tap from Guardian, presuming perhaps that he is still close by. Problem in doing that, it's great, but if he commits to the plant, his chances actually go up. Little does he know, because he's now allowed that rotation to get much closer. He wants to play this. 45 seconds, he'll take the duel, and Guardian chasing Glaive, walking the whole time.
He could book it
to almost get. You're right, actually, that's a good point, because he almost walked back out to where Device is. He could just run this. As well.
This is the only way he can win the round. Here we go. Off towards the A side. There is a chance now for Guardian. No one waiting there whatsoever. 20 seconds remain and the CT start to realize, but he didn't commit. He didn't go around towards quad. This could cost him the round, but Device fully hit the shot. Oh my God, it's coming down to the last few seconds, and Device closes it out with the AK.
Unbelievable. He did everything right until he couldn't land the shots. That's the most frustrating moment, I think, for Device in this game. There's been a few, to be fair. But with that, Astralis Took them a bit of time to get rolling on train. We'll go straight into the finals, and they've got some fans.
They've got some good fans there.
You should be down there, Henry.
I'll do it. I'll come down there and celebrate in a moment. That was fantastic. That's a real masterclass in Counter-Strike. We do have to reiterate